Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cards on the Table podcast. Podcast all around football trading cards. I'm joined today by Pete, Jack, Ryan, and obviously myself, Kieran, making up your awesome team of hosts. So we're going to run through, I suppose, all things football on this podcast. So the episodes themselves will, because it's the first episode today, we'll do a bit of an intro into all of us, how we got into the hobby, how the hobby overtook our lives. We'll run through a bit of the kind of headlines around what's new sets being released, any kind of latest news that's happened. We'll go into a bit of a breakdown as well around some of the kind of recent stories that we've seen over the last week as well, some stuff we've seen with breaks, and then wrap up at the end. So yeah, sit back, listen, enjoy, and get involved as well afterwards on socials. What I thought would be quite good to start, I suppose, was just to really, introduce each other and kind of really just give everyone a bit of an overview of who you are, like how you got into the hobby, who you support, who you PC, and go from there. So, Pete, I don't know if you want to run off first.
Go on, Pete.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've learned everything I know from Righty and Ryan, to be perfectly honest. It's been 7 odd months for me I've been involved in it. I think my first card was a Tonali autograph from the Euro 24 set, followed by a Graham Lasso auto, which Righty kept reminding me had a little mark of damage on it. Not a perfect card, but yeah, from there I was absolutely hooked. So for me, I PC the mighty Leicester, got a few nice bits going on there, and about 6 weeks ago I've started an Invincibles. So I've got about 7 of them so far. It's got to be Dreamcast or O2 kit. It's got to be an auto, and it's got to be to 99 or less. So yeah, I'm making progress on that.
I like it. I like that you're collecting both Premier League and Championship. It's great. It's great.
Cheers. Doing my bit for the Championship.
Had to get that in.
So when the EFL set comes out, I'll be all over that.
It's because this isn't how last long in the hobby sets, is it, Pete? I'm the same with you. Year on, year off.
Yeah, exactly. It's a year of them not being that available, and then a year of them being super available because they're in the Prem and they're everywhere.
Well, we chased Jamie Vardy this season, don't we, in Serie A?
Yeah, very good.
When the team set comes out for that, I'll have no money left.
Awesome. Jack, then if you want to go next.
Yeah, pretty much the same, to be fair. Like, I started the hobby, August time last year, got into the hobby through Ryan. Literally a connected link going on here, isn't there?
My fault.
Yeah, literally. And then didn't look back from there, to be quite honest. Absolutely love it. But my PC was all over the place. I started collecting cards that I thought were nice at the time, which was obviously a little bit sporadic, and then went from there really, and then it started to go collecting autographs. It was all autographs, but it wasn't specific autographs. It was just autograph cards, which then progressed into numbered cards, and then now sort of reverted itself back round, just going to local clubs. So again, Leicester, obviously being like Leicester fans, that's sort of the way it goes really now. It's all Leicester-based cards, pretty much your Vardys, your Legends cards. Big fan of Emil Heskey cards.
Yeah,
big fan of Emil Heskey. Yeah,
really
big fan. Yeah, and
Fatu.
Yeah, Milton Keynes card show. Yeah, Fatu got picked up as well, to be fair. So, yeah, and obviously, pretty much took over my life, if I'm being honest. But yeah, wouldn't have it anyway. I'd love it. So yeah, that's me really at the minute.
I feel like that's a natural progression, though, isn't it? It's like you get into the hobby, you collect everything. Everything's shiny because you think, "Oh, this is amazing," and then after like a month or two, you have like a realization that you're actually like, "I don't know what I'm doing here. Like I'm just grabbing everything I can." So you sell everything, and then you then start to PC something else, and it just changes over time.
Exactly that.
That's why it costs so much.
So many different cards. I've had so many different cards. I think everyone gets so many different cards, but yeah, you start narrowing it down. I've got to that point where it was just like, go focus on the local club and then take it from there. So yeah, the big fan of Emil Heskey cards. So look, people shout me up. Big Emil.
I feel like, Ryan, you met him, didn't you, recently? A little while ago, didn't you?
It was a Tops Ripper night at the shop, yeah. We met him, got him to sign one of my cards and my old Walker's shirt as well, so that was happy days. Again, I'm with Jack, I'm a big Emil Heskey fan. As a kid, I had his name in the back of my shirt. Obviously played for England. got a bit of stick back in the day from the old video that KSI made of him, but it was still my goat, mate. Still my goat, still is now. I think he's great. I think he's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. I suppose for you then, how do you get into the hobby?
Well, I collected as a kid, mainly Pokemon, did Yu-Gi-Oh! Obviously in the 90s, and then the odd football card here and there. My oldest memory was probably my grandparents going around all the BP garages and collecting the 98 remember the little ones? With like the lot of bobbleheads on them. Obviously back in there with like Neville, Beckhams and stuff. I had a lot of them. And then whenever I come out, stickers as well. I've got all my old sticker books, obviously absolutely battered in my garage, the old 91, 99s. And so I did all that kind of stuff. And then obviously a massive gap out as you grow up through life, etc., doing all this and the other. And then fell back into it last year when I kind of stumbled across Whatnot. I had a bit of a gap in my work. I was trying to make a little bit of money here and there. So I went to the old charity shops and car boots finding second-hand clothes, just to make a quick buck, through eBay and stuff and Vinted. And then seeing a TikTok of someone using Whatnot and it's all £1 starts, come and visit, all this kind of stuff, like I used to be back last year when they were really making a big push Whatnot. Stumbled across it with the clothes and then seeing the football card section, and then just hooked me from there, of course. That addictive personality, a slight bit of gambling there. I was strayed and I was lost from there. I'm lost now. It's now turned to a full-time job, streaming and breaking. So I'm fully into it. I'm going to go with Pete's kind of little thing of his first card pulled, which kind of hooked me. It was literally the first stream. I think it was Futera Unique 23, 24, I think it was last year. I had Netherlands and pulled a Delict patch to 4. It's my first ever break, and I was like, wow, this is like unbelievable. First time loving it, got the card, and I was like, yeah, this is great. I'm in now, kind of thing. That was the first card I pulled that made me think, I quite like this. It's like got a bit of a shirt in it. It told you the match he had it in as well. Obviously with Futera, it does that. And then from then on, hooked on. Streamed a bit myself, of course, last year, as you guys knew, and then under Fanta, and then obviously worked for doing now FCD and then full time. So yeah, I'm in the hobby. Support Leicester. Also PC, a bit of Leicester. I mean, it's quite a budget PC, but I've got like probably a few hundred Leicester cards now and a few fan favourites. Emil Heskey auto, got a Vardy auto now. Trying to make it a bit more expensive, a bit more higher range. It's getting there slowly. But yeah, it's all good fun. It's all good fun. I feel like it's a piece that's hard. Leicester's in 1 year, then out the other, and then hopefully Panini will sort of like the EFL set.
I'd say I've been digging around. They've got some nice legends. I got a Cambiasso on the scripts the other day as well.
Yeah, I've seen the Cambiasso one. That's a nice one. I haven't put that one up yet. Yeah, Cambiasso's a rogue one. I like the rogue ones. Trying to find a Mahrez as well in his Leicester kit. That'd be a nice one.
Yeah, that will be nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well then, Kieran, when did you get involved?
To you, Kieran.
So I'm the host.
Obviously, the funny thing is, obviously, both Pete and Jack were introduced by you, Ryan. I was introduced by my brother, who was introduced by you.
Yeah,
so you are still the person that's introduced everyone to it.
Yoda.
Instigator.
Yeah, Master Yoda.
But yeah, mine was said last year, kind of late last year, got into it. Obviously, my brother got me onto Whatnot with a £10 free credit, and I was like, this is amazing. First card was literally my first break I got into. I got a, I think it was is it Black Lightning Valverde out of the Topps Chrome set, auto. And I was like, oh, this is easy. I've got loads of cards out of this. I do this all the time. And then you realise you don't win in every break. And it's not as easy as that. But yeah, I went through the same as you, Jack. Like I was buying everything I could get my hands on, anything. I started actually off with patches because I thought, especially the like the Futera ones where it was like this was worn in this match and all the rest. I thought that was amazing. And then moved on to autos as well, and obviously then started to PC Man United, which is not really a great thing to PC because they're awful at the minute and they still cost the most out of all the others.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a bad one. But I suppose my journey kind of changed slightly because obviously being a bit of a background of a coder, I wanted to kind of get into the hobby a bit more with sorting out checklists and making it easy. I was buying into breaks all the time, like Futera breaks where you've got, I don't know, 30 or 40 different countries that you can buy into, and you get a country on the wheel, you're like, oh God, who can I get from that country? Mm-hmm. And then I go into a spreadsheet, Futera spreadsheet, I'm digging around going, oh, I can get this. It was just quite tricky to do. So yeah, so obviously created and kind of coded up Fanta just to make it easier, and that's now become a big hobby as well. Doing that and working on that and growing that obviously with you guys' support as well with that. So yeah, fully addicted as all of us are. I think it's one of them where it gets you.
Everyone's gone first stream. Everyone's gone the
Yeah.
first stream. That was it. We all never
Yeah.
look back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
that's
that.
it.
Whatnot's got the power.
It
Yeah,
is. It's
and
a
like you said,
dangerous power as well.
yeah, and like you said, it's like it's hooktism. It's a life now. Right? For me, it's a full-time job now. So, you know, from that one moment, it's it's kind of life change. Same with Jack and Pete as well. You guys break on whatnot too, and it's a big part of your lives now. A big change.
Massive.
So yeah, it is. It is. I think it is for everyone.
I
It's
said the bit
enjoyable.
I
It's
find
fun.
maddest as well is even in 7-8 months around the hobby, it's just the scale of it and how it's growing out is crazy. I feel a difference even to 7 months ago. I don't know if
Yeah.
you guys feel that as well.
Oh yeah,
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's something that's massively growing now. Obviously, it's led to this podcast as well, right?
Yeah,
was kind of
yeah.
like how much we're into it.
yeah.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, kind of the outside influence of some of the kind of, I suppose, social media influence getting involved as well has just brought a lot more eyes on it, and I suppose the scale of Whatnot and what Whatnot are doing in terms of how much they're growing as well just brings everyone into it, which is great, right? It's great to see all the new products and stuff coming out. So yeah, really
Yeah,
good.
definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Which products
Awesome.
are getting
Yes.
you guys excited?
Yeah, I was going to say that next. Yeah, new product releases. What sort of stuff's coming up that? Yeah, we're looking forward to.
So many new product releases. It's I think from as a breaker, it's hard to keep up with them. But yeah, there's loads. I don't know, Ryan. What do you-
Should we go with the ones that have released in this week?
Yeah.
So we talk about them because we obviously seen a little bit. So obviously the first, well, say week and a half, 2 weeks. Obviously the first one's the new Prem set, the new Prem hobby set. I think it's been a massive success. I think there was a lot of feelings towards it at the start before it come out. It was going to be, it's obviously paper, like the most first sets for tops are. Like you get your flagship in UCC first and get your Chrome. And it was going to be very similar to the retail packs, i.e. kind of match attacks that have kind of been out and around for a while in the shops. But I think it's been a massive success. I think the free hits a box definitely helps. Within the hobby box, not just your one auto. You get a bad auto early in the break, and you're like, oh, that's the kind of job done. You're kind of free hits to find, and either as a hobbyist that opens boxes themselves, or whether you're involved in Whatnot break, something exciting.
Yeah.
With all your numbers, you get your Black Edge pack. Again, in that, is there going to be an auto? Is going to be extra numbered? Who's going to be in it? I think it's been really, really good. In terms of breaking it, I've definitely one of the most fun sets I've had for a long while. Again, that excitement. And it's our bread and butter. It's this country's bread and butter. It's the Premier League. It will always do well. And for me, as a collector of the retail set with my kids and my family, I think it's actually quite a good idea from that. Even the base cards can go towards your set. So even when you're buying in break, you don't hit anything, for example, and whatnot. I'm still getting cards that potentially go and put in my binder. So it's kind of a win-win.
Yeah.
What about you? You guys haven't broke much any of it, have you? You
I'm not.
guys?
I've not personally broke it yet on our channel through Whatnot. But one thing I will say is I've brought into it, and initially when I brought into it, I was a little bit like expected in terms of what the outcome of it was. Obviously, you're buying into a break, so you're not guaranteed to get anything. But to your point, I mean, I was lucky. I got a few really nice hits, but I think the biggest thing that comes to mind is value. The value of the set. Like, I think you look at sets nowadays, like sets that have been out, sets that are still due to come out, and in particular this set we're talking about. You think about the value that it offers. It's the hit chances. There's 3 hit chances, potentially 4 if I've got it right. Then you've got the numerous like numbered cards that are in the set itself, like you've just mentioned around that Black Edge pack. That's so full of excitement. If you open it at the start of your break or you open it at the end of the break, you don't know what you're going to get from it. And then there's just so many different parallel types. I think I even actually really like the patches in the set. I was a little bit unsure about the patches in the set, but even when now you can figure it out, can't you? If the patch is the other way around, it's a numbered patch, I think, isn't it? It's not a base patch.
Yeah.
So, but there's just so many different aspects to it that I think I'd like the wrong perception of it before it came out. Thinking like exactly that. It's a paper set. I'm not really sure this is gonna take off. Is the Chrome version of it when it comes out later in the year? Is that gonna be the big hit, or is that gonna be the one that everyone's going for? But how wrong was I? Like how wrong was I? Like looking at it, it's been a really really good set.
Some
I
of the
thoroughly
breaks
enjoyed
are a proper
watching it.
movie, aren't they? They're a
Yeah.
proper movie with like
Yeah.
with the variety of the inserts. I think what I like as well, obviously, like you say, Ryan, with it being like the bread and butter, there's so many like legendary Premier League players who wouldn't necessarily make like your conventional legend set, but it like unlocks so many memories seeing players like Steve Bull and people like that coming out of
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Bit mad.
Yeah, I think what
Yeah.
gave the kind of early perception was that we saw people start breaking like the booster boxes and stuff, which weren't guaranteed any hits. And then when you're just getting like a booster box that's being broke, and you're like, actually, this is not great. I know it's obviously a lot cheaper to buy into, but it's not great. Like I say, it's paper based and stuff. But then as soon as they released the hobby box, I feel like that then changed it because, like say, you've got the guaranteed hits. There's so much. I mean, the checklist itself was kind of like the biggest we'd added to the website. Like 20,000 different card varieties, like just huge.
Yeah, definitely. I think, just like when going back to that vape is, I think one of the reasons why it's done so well is when you think about Whatnot, how we just mentioned earlier on, and the rise in Whatnot, how many people are now on the channel. I think that is another reason why it's done so well. One, because it's like point and center of our sort of English league, the Premier League. But everybody who's coming into it now, who's new to Whatnot, who's buying into breaks, they do want to see that value. Like they do want to think to themselves, then sometimes you get people ask the question, what do I get if I don't hit? So which is obviously natural, right? It's new,
Yeah.
but they want to see, they'll see those packs being opened, they'll see these boxes being opened and think to themselves, well, actually there's so much coming out of this. I think it is that natural like pull towards the set.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I think it's exciting. Like you say, it's going to be exciting to see as well what the kind of Chrome version is going to look like later down in the year, like what sort of hits that's going to have within it as well. So yeah, it will be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think big props to Hops as well, because obviously they're only regaining their license this year for the Premier League.
Yeah.
And like again, go back to that case of collecting the Leicester cards from the likes of Prism and Select last year. The boxes came so late out in the year, Prism and Select from Panini. Again, I feel like it was just before the summer, right? When the Premier League was kind of done for the season, and then the cards were only just coming out.
Yeah.
So that for me as a Leicester fan coming up to the Premier League and thinking, yes, I'm going to collect the cards again. It was such a wait to actually collect them in something decent like a hobby set. From Panini, Topps kind of got the contract, but that might be the reason why they kind of half did it with the retail, because all right, we need to get something out quick. The Premier League's just starting. There's been a massive buzz around card collecting again, and they did that, and then some. Like you said, there's some interesting players in there, like even Drogba-based patches. You don't mind taking a Drogba or Suarez, and you got like Stan Collymore and the retro threads, and people like Kevin Doyle's like proper Barclaysmen. But we grew up in our era watching, like Andrew Johnson, just people like that. You don't usually
Andy
see cards
Johnson.
on. Yeah, I know that's proper throwbacks. So I think props to them to bringing it out around the buzz of the new Premier League season starting as well. They obviously made a big event about it for Fanatics. But yeah, like you said, I've had boxes recently with 4 hits in, plus your Black Edge stuff. Your number cards you seem to get around anywhere between 3 and 5 a box, plus your inserts. And there's 200 cards a box. Like I said, for value coming out, bring your retail to, what did it come out for release? 135? For
Yeah.
200 cards a box, it doesn't even work out. It's 50p a card. You know what I mean? It's that. So you're winning with that. You're massively winning with that.
Kieran, we've got to talk. You've got to ask you the question though, based on the set. Some of the players that are coming out and being resold from being hit from breaks is mental. Surely you must have seen. You must have seen some of that now on Fanta.
Yeah. 100%.
It's
Yeah.
mad.
It's starting to drop down though now as well. So I've noticed that as well. I think obviously Rio was the kind of big hit, big chase from a rookie point of view. I saw, I think, a 5 of him that was up on eBay for like 10 grand or something that someone was looking for, like a to 5 auto. And I saw literally like a day later they sent an offer out for 6 grand to everyone, so like a 4 grand drop straight away. So yeah, I think it's one of them. There will be a couple of kind of rookie chases in there, but then it's all really tricky, isn't it, with the rookies, because it's whether they materialize. But yeah, that. And I think you see it all the time anyway with the new sets. When the new set first comes out, obviously the card prices go mental for resale, and then they start to drop as more and more hit the market. And obviously more's going to hit with this because of the volume of parallels and stuff that are out there.
Yeah. I think, again, as well, like we had the Yamal last year. And then this year was going to be Endrick. It was going to be his year. But I think the real life situation of he didn't actually get much game time for Madrid this year and he didn't do so well. His cards at the first sets, he came out as a rookie. His cards were doing numbers from sky high. But then I think when people realise, you know what, he's not even getting his time at Madrid at the minute, this could be a bit of a flop. The stock, they really went down. And rookie and Endrick cards did go down a little bit more. So again, you know, every season, even the Premier League, most of the teams do start a few of the youngsters here and there. You know, get them out on loan, etc. Show people what they can do. And so like Rio, Stavio for Chelsea, you've got Shea Lacey at Man U, even young Heskey at Man City. They're the kind of ones you're looking at now in this set. And like I said, Rio's doing some numbers. In fact, it was nice. We'll probably move on to this in a bit, but I was watching Cards Mate the other day, good old Sonny, and he pulled the 1-of-1 Rio Black Edge Auto.
Yeah.
And I was in his stream, and it was a lovely card, and everyone was going mad. I think that's probably one of the chase cards of that set, if you agree. Probably not. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. But then I suppose the good thing is there's for obviously people breaking it, there's still another probably 7 or 8 1-of-1s of his card out there. So there's still opportunities. Unlike some of the other sets maybe where there's less. And as soon as you hit like a 1-of-1 or of the kind of chase players, like Reverence for argument's sake, as soon as you kind of start to see the 1-of-1s of the chases come out, then it gets harder to sell the sets, right?
Oh, 100%. And I think we'll go straight into the next set that's just come out, which will lead on to that conversation, is Immaculate.
Yeah.
Immaculate obviously just coming out this week as well. Thoughts on that set? But like you said, for that first night, past 12 o'clock, I think a few were breaking it, weren't they? Past 12 o'clock at midnight. And then did anyone see that scenario with Gunnar at Hobbybox, who we pulled the 1-of-1 Messi patch within like a few hours at drop-in?
Yeah.
I think the funny story behind it is I think someone accidentally swiped the person, didn't they?
Yeah.
And then said, I don't want it. I don't want it. I swiped. And then someone else went, I'll have it then. And it had the 1-of-1 Messi patch in it.
Incredible.
It's things you couldn't write. That'd be me all over that would. That'd be just be my luck in this game. But then like already again the next day after there was another 1-of-1 Messi patch pulled. Can't remember who pulled that now. And I think even the auto might even one of the autos. There's multiple of 1-of-1s of certain players, and I think that's why they're so good at doing that for resale. You know, so
there's been a Messi 1-of-1 tonight. As we're recording this podcast now, West London Joe's pulled a 1-of-1 Messi tonight.
Wow.
It seems as if, so that set, right? I mean, look, Immaculate over the years, I think like, you look at the previous sets of Immaculate, it's always done really well. I think it holds its value really well because the cards are, one, the cards are gorgeous. I think two, the hit chances in the set are amazing. That you can go Yamal for Barcelona, Yamal for Spain, and then you've got those player chases that are in like national club and their club. So that I think the chase that you get from the set is obviously one massive pull, but I mean, what is it? Seven cards. I think it's 5 autographs, all relics. So auto mem, and then you've got the 2 inserts, or they call it insert parallels. Although I think every single box I've seen so far, the first 2 cards are numbered cards. So I just think but it's just a complete difference to, like you say, a set that somebody could get into from a lower end, and in comparison to a set that somebody could get into of like high risk, high reward. But there's still that pull. There's still that massive pull because when the box opens, you see the cards, and the cards look so good. Now, I think there's no in between. I think there really is no in between within what you end up buying into, and they prove it. Those 2 sets.
Did you say that Immaculate was on a reduced run? Did you say the Immaculate box this year on a lower run, so there's potential that the boxes were sort of more juiced as you went along?
Well, people seem to think, people seem to think, I know it's not confirmed or not, but people seem to think that maybe there's less made this year in whether that's true or not for the hobby compared to the obviously the release that we just had 23-24. But one thing I think that I've seen, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I mean I've watched a fair few Immaculate breaks since it's come out, and there's not many breaks I've watched where there's not been something big that's come out of them. Like there isn't. So whether they've juiced them up a bit, I don't know. But that's great for people buying in, right? Great for breakers breaking it.
Well, I suppose every card's numbered, right? So every card's numbered. I think the highest number within them's to 70. So it's not a massive run of cards. I think when I was doing the checklist again, there was like 4,500 cards as opposed to the Prem set, which is at 20,000. So there's a massive difference. So one of the questions I was going to ask actually for you guys, obviously the break, suppose, how do you make that choice with the kind of more expensive sets where they're like £1,000? Like, how do you choose how many spots you break them down into? Because obviously people want like full teams, but obviously the cost of a full team to make your money back based on the cost of the box, which £1,000 retail, it never ends up at retail most of the time. You have to buy on the resale market. You've got whatnot fees and that, which obviously are high as well. I suppose, how do you choose, like, I'm going to do it by this many spots and balance that price?
So it's going to be interesting. I think there'll be different opinions here. But I think it's good.
Yeah.
This is a really good question. I think this is a really good question that if people are listening will also be really keen to understand.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off. I'm going to answer this question around personal preference. So I'm going to go with, when you set up your Whatnot account, you create a following on your Whatnot account. That is your following based around how you've started your breaks, how you've sold your breaks, the product that you've brought, the product that you've sold. Realistically, gives you an understanding, in my opinion, on how you should then go about breaking a higher set break. Like, I've done a few higher set breaks. I know Ryan certainly has as well. Like, again, I keep going, people want value. They don't, like, some people, people see value in a different way. So if people do full teams and it's £50, I think it's been going for £50, £55 a spot on full teams. It's like 20 teams. That is still value, because ultimately there is no worry that you've got one player, one chase. You've got everything in Portugal or Spain. Me personally, I think it is a little bit nicer to go, a little bit higher on a set like that. Yes, obviously it becomes a little bit of a different ball game in the sense if you get one player in, let's say, 80 spots, but you might have only paid £7 for that one player within them 80 spots compared to that £55. So if you're asking me personally, I'm going to answer for me personally. I think that is the better way to go. However, I don't agree with 150 spots, 160 spots. If it's 80 or 100 spots, you've still got to remember, you're doing a break. You might be the first person who buys into my break. Then you've got to sit there and wait for, I don't know,
Well, yeah, there's that as
45
well,
minutes,
right?
an hour
Yeah.
before I actually open the box. And that's
Yeah.
relying that everyone else actually wants to even buy into that box. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
So
that's
basically,
me.
for the higher number spots, you need to be more entertaining, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
Because they're on there for longer.
Yeah, gotta get Pete to take his hat off a bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that happens now and again. Crack the old pub quiz out.
Entertainment value.
No, but Ryan, you've been doing it a little bit longer, right? You've been breaking for a little bit longer. But it'd be interesting to see what your thought is, because I think so. I think if you had 10 breakers and you asked them this question, I think over 80% of the answers would be different.
Yeah, it's one of them. It can be a touchy subject, especially the price of your products, especially the high risk, high reward with only 7 cards in the box. You're talking nearly £1,000 in value. For me, look, I look at it as we're all buyers on there. We're all getting involved into breaks. One of the first things I do when I break down my particular set into spots or look at checklists on fans, for example, is how the value what I would like to get involved in. So I was looking to breaks and go, what would I, if I was buying into this break, my budget and what I'm going to get back, what possibility I'm going to get. So I was looking at the value first. What's going to give you the best back value for money, but not being too sky high or too low in the breaks. It is tough because look, I look at it from my point of view. I'm quite blessed. Obviously, I work for people that get product at a reasonable price. Obviously, certain breakers have margins to go at who could only buy at retail or higher end, so they're forced to probably break it down a little bit more to thin it out slightly rather than paying 15, well, in my case, probably nearly £30-40 a full team. But it's more about the value for me, what you're going to get back for your return. So I thin mine out a lot less. If I can manage full teams at a little bit less than some other people, then I'd probably go with it. But you look at the checklist as well and what potentials each spot can get, each team. If you break it out too much, it can really affect any chance of hitting anything. But the other thing is as well, it's massively for me. It's doing it full time. I really have to nitpick a little bit when I do my breaks and what price point I set things up. For example, start of the month. Well, at the end we'll go end of the month where paydays there. Obviously, you're going to get the most returns. Everyone's got a bit of money in the back of the back pocket. I'm going to spend a little bit more on certain breaks than the would halfway through the month. What's been broken around it? For example, I think Reverence hammered a lot of people. Getting involved in reverence at price. Again, like Jack said, around 140 spots. A lot of people doing it nearly 10 to 15 pound a piece still for one player in a 1 in 140 chance is rough. I bought in a lot of reverence breaks and not hit a single card. Probably spent next to 150, 200 pound, not got a single thing back other than base. So it is tough. And I think that has rinsed a lot of people's financial, income on spending on breaks. You got to tell me that's what. Even for me now doing full time, even times of day, picking your best time of day to break up. Would first thing in the morning, when people are getting ready for work and on the way to work, be a good time to do £30 spots immaculate. Probably not. Maybe a peak time when everyone's back home from work. I'd put the kids to bed, had a bit of dinner, and settle down for the night, thinking what's and whatnot, and have a little dabble. Probably yes. So it depends. You can literally, if you had a product in your hands like immaculate, you could probably break it down in different ways to suit when you're actually breaking it in time of the month. So even, not everyone. I think a lot of other streamers and breakers put their eggs in one basket on a certain product and go, I'm going to do it like this. More, it's not work today, but one day it might work. I think you've got to really look at what's going around you a little bit, and how you break some certain products. To be fair, but for me, main thing is value to customer. If I look at I went to a break and I go, I'm not going to buy it like it's too expensive to get this. I pick a product up, look at the checklist, and go, what's the best way to break this? What is the best way I would prefer to buy into this? And that's what I go with, really.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. Is there any other kind of product releases, any other new sets that's coming up that you're kind of excited for?
Futera. Let's talk about Futera. The product. Back to the roots. That we talk about. I go back to last August talking about buying cards. I didn't even get in my first card. The first card I ever hit was a Dimitar Berbatov to 10 in Futera, and it was only a numbered card. Yeah, it was gorgeous. And I remember texting about 2 or 3 group chats after going, I've hit this. What's this worth? This is amazing.
Can I retire?
I thought that was it. I'm
my favourite thing, obviously, like you mentioned at the start, I kind of got our boys back in it. Well, into it, to be fair. We also had a WhatsApp group going, quite a few of us in it. And one of my favourite things, I'd kind of sussed it out a little bit. Like, I've kind of realised, right, I'm spending a bit too much here. I'm going to sit back and watch a few breaks and learn it a little bit, learn what I'm going to buy into and what I'm going to get stuff out of and not. And Righty's, like, I'm running for years. We've both got addictive personality. It is what it is. I used to sit on obviously, my background being a builder, my breaks and lunch times were just that half an hour each of them in the day was big for me. Like, I'd sit down, relax for a bit, have a little bit to eat, look at my phone. At that point in time, I was watching whatnot. And it was always catching whoever's using Futera unique. And then Righty would be in there every time. Righty would be in there. I'd say, what you got now? I've got this. And I'd go on the sold and it'd be Righty, and then Futera.
Honestly.
And I'd just sit there, just giggling to myself and watching back. And I remember him pulling that Berbatov, but they were like good starting memories for me. They were lads getting involved, seeing what everyone had bought into, and picking up them first cards were big. And Futera was that. Same. It was like I said, the deluxe for me. It started with Futera. It's kind of that cheap price point of full nation at £4 or £5. It hooks you. And the same obviously for Righty there. But
it's Futera just hooks you.
I think they're almost like. Futera feel like the card that's been created by people that love football cards.
Yeah.
Whereas Topps and Panini are just like they hurry to mass produce all these cards and the different varieties and stuff. Futera, like the attention to detail that goes into the cards that they make. I personally, they're always my personal preference. Always.
Something like the FX, the Series 2s recently, even the base on those, like they're just like nice little collector's items. It's kind of you want to sleeve them, drop them in a folder or whatever. They're just nice cards.
Yeah, that's stunning.
Yeah, so obviously the set that's coming out relatively soon is the Futera World Football Unique 21 edition.
It is,
yeah. So they're not great with the naming conventions, but the actual cards themselves are great.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure everybody has seen their Instagram promo video and how sexy it was when they literally got like a pair of black gloves on and just opening this box and then lifting these mini boxes out of it. It's like the pull on that is so good. They hook you on that promotion is massive.
I was gonna say, is there going to be a breaker that's brave enough to wear black gloves when they actually break it?
Hopefully the boxes come with them, right?
No. But it's not it's not just the cards are inside, it's the presentation as well. The boxes just look premium. Just look, the black box with the nice branding. You open the box, you've got 4 mini boxes. Like, wow, 4 mini boxes inside. There's what's going to be in each of these boxes. It just draws you in. Like I said, there's always that question around future, and I think the hardcore collectors always have a question mark of the licensing issue. Obviously, they're getting better because they've just released quite a lot of single boxes for likes of Liverpool, for likes of Barcelona, for Wolves, for Spurs. So they are getting better with the licensing. I think they'll be well up there in the near future. But like you said, it's that dream of a collector of an on-card auto. On-card auto is always the chase for autographs. It's signed by the actual player rather than the sticker. The patches, they tell you exactly the game of some of these patches the players have worn. And that, for me, as a collector, is massive. And I feel like a lot more of the other companies should follow in their footsteps, especially the higher premiums. Like we're talking immaculate, £850, £900 box. I feel like they should tell you exactly where, if the players wear it, and what game it is for me.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah, I agree. Even the signatures, a lot of the time they'll tell you where the signatures were signed.
Yeah.
But the actual boxes themselves, obviously stacked as always. Obviously they've brought back the gold frames as they're renowned for as well, right?
That was the other thing that hooked me back in the days. It's like, oh, it's a real card with real gold on the card. What? This is amazing. This is amazing. Like, it just threw me in. Like, wow, these are players' kits that they've worn. They've signed it, and there's actual gold in these cards. This is like class.
Yeah,
no, so they
exactly.
do a good job of reeling you in. They really do.
Well, when you talk the player one as well, me and Righty, we got last year from the Incredible, wasn't it? I think it was. We had
that's what it was. Remember that
patch, and it actually it was a match worn kit, but it actually had dirt on the patch as well from the games. You feel like you own a little bit more of the history. When
you guys you remember that when that came out, it was like very briefly. I think there was only like 2 or 3 streamers who had it, and there was this top
1.2K box.
Yeah.
My question is though, Pete, when you seen the dirt, did you smell it? Was you tempted to smell that patch? It might not have been dirt, mate.
Well, I mean, we just spent many
Gary
times
Lineker's shorts.
Wow, that's some cracking dirt on that shirt.
We finished the stream and I said, Pete, you need to sleeve and top load that, but he had it for an extra 5 minutes, so I just let him sit.
Took you to bed with him
like that. Within your mile, that bit of dirt on Modric's shirt.
By the way, to whoever actually ended up getting that card off us, it was not damaged. It was perfect condition.
We added value.
They ain't got the card. It's still under his hat. He's hiding it.
Yeah, he's hiding it.
He's never took that off. It might be under there.
Edition.
But I think, when does it release? So it releases midnight, and you can break it officially from midnight Saturday the 4th. So I think you're going to have a lot of people on. I mean, put my hands up is included. We're going to be on there on Friday. We're going to hopefully fill a few boxes up in preparation for Saturday. But I just think that set, that particular set that's being brought out for Saturday and is currently out in the current version of it, I just don't think there's many sets that are as unique as that. Like licensing or no licensing, like I just don't think there are sets that can match the card type, card designs, and even the FX Series 2. Actually, Pete, we broke a mini case of that, and the Petite had a Petite on card auto, and he wrote Allez le Bleu above the auto. It was like, it's just like amazing. Like they're such good cards. They definitely put some respect on the name. I think they definitely deserve
That's
it.
The thing, because even without the license, they are still on card autos a lot of the time as well. They're all match worn, like all their patches and stuff are always match worn. Whereas you get a lot of kind of napkins and stuff in some of the other sets as well. But I mean, looking at the new set, obviously it's coming out. You get 4 packs within a box. Each pack has either an on-card auto, a one-of-one memorabilia, or one-of-one auto, or a gold frame. And it's like, okay, well, that means actually in each break, I've got 4 hits. Do you know what I mean? 4 chances of hitting. So obviously checklist with Futera doesn't get released until pretty much the day before to try and stop people breaking early, which is a bit frustrating because it'd be nice to see what's in there. But even just from some of the clips that they've got of the people signing all the memorabilia and stuff within there, it looks like it's going to be a great set.
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, like we said about the Premier League set, it's that excitement as a buyer and a breaker of 4 little boxes with 4 decent hits, one each box. It's like, even if your first box is gone, you feel like, oh, I've got another chance here. I've got something else might be coming up next. Right, some of the sets, you pull the auto in the first pack and it's a base auto of someone absolutely random. You think, oh, the rest of this break's either horrendous or not going to pull anything for my money. So I think they do a really good job at that, Futera. I'm a massive fan. I always have been a massive fan. And I think they're only going to be good for the future as well. I think they're only going to get bigger and better, which is good news.
Yeah.
Good news for everyone.
No.
So bringing back to the boxes, as a breaker, I recycle box after box after box every single day and every single week. Whereas the Futera ones, I have saved some from my personal collections. I've got a Futera unique box from last year that's here with some nice cards in, because again, that you feel like you're getting value with their set. They've even taken time to make a nice box out of it. Something you can keep as a collector. Buying a box of that, you're getting the full works. You're getting a box to keep to save, plus some decent cards inside. So I think they're a massive win.
Yeah, 100%. I managed to get my hands on 2 boxes, but I don't know how many I'm going to try and sell and how many I'm just going to break myself, because that happened last time with the multi-sport, and I got convinced by people in a WhatsApp chat to break it.
Right, well, we're going back in any of these future episodes. By next week's episode, I think we can all do this now. I'm going to put my 2 pence in. It's going to take in 30 minutes. Both boxes have been broke.
I definitely don't think I'm going to sell. I don't think I'm going to sell both, but I definitely think I'll sell one and maybe open one.
Well, I think what we should do then, I think we should start off next episode for sure. Speaking about 1, what Kieran's pulled out of his boxes, and 2, what you boys have pulled out of your breaks. I think that'll be a good start to next show. I think a bit exciting. Again, for the viewers watching now, even guys, if you're watching, wherever you're watching this, whether it's YouTube, TikTok, whatever, put in the comments what you think these guys are going to pull out his box and what you want to see out of his box. And maybe these guys might have a photo or 2 to show you.
And how many boxes how many you think I'm going to open?
Yeah,
how many think Kieran's going to open? Yeah,
definitely. That'll be good fun. A bit of connection with you guys, even in Instagram. Put in the comments below what you're moaning in for these guys, what you'd like to see out of this set. We'll upload some photos as well to the channel to show you exactly what these guys are pulling as well. It'll be good fun.
Yeah.
So I suppose there are a couple more sets, but I suppose to kind of tease people, I suppose, for future episodes, obviously you've got the Topps UCC summer signings. You've also obviously got the Ajax 125th anniversary, and Panini Nor, which I think will probably all be about 60 by the time they finally actually release that. It's been pushed back so many times, but we'll obviously cover them in another episode as well. I think it'd be good to.
There's just one more for this week, which is Argentina Focus, which I think is tomorrow, the 1st, into Wednesday.
Yes, Wednesday.
That it looks decent. A little bit of research on that. Barcelona did a Focus last year, paper set, but again, it's a Messi chase. It's an auto Messi chase, 1-on-1s. It's going to be attractive. So that should be pretty good. It'll be interesting to see how that gets into. I think I'm breaking a little bit of that. So get a bit of feedback in next episode, hopefully, for that, which should be good fun.
Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, it'd be good to go through. The checklist looks pretty good, but I like to say the chase is always going to be Messi, isn't it?
Of course, Maradona parallels Messi.
Big.
So there's obviously a couple of big in Argentina. Same with the team sets. They were appealing because you got that chase. Then of course we're not talking non-sports at the minute, but the other big one on Wednesday is SpongeBob Chrome.
It's about £400 a box.
Yeah, I've got to do that to go as well, but we'll leave that one for.
We'll have to create the SpongeBob podcast just to cover that one on its own.
It's going to be an on-card Krabby Patty again coming out there.
That is, it's exciting, I suppose. We're kind of coming into the season now, I think, over the next 2 months, where we do tend to get a lot of the sets, looking back at previous years, just tend to be kind of like October, November time. They'll start to kind of chuck a load of sets out, obviously like the Chromes and stuff like that as well. I'm hoping they do a full Inception set rather than just the Bundesliga, because the Inception cards are beautiful, but it'd be nice for them to kind of do like a Champions League or Europe.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. If you're listening, Topps, do one, just because, we've said. It'd be nice.
Yeah, please.
Yeah, so I thought actually probably quite good to go on to kind of like, I suppose, one of our first segments as such, that we'll try and bring back each week, which is, I suppose, hits of the week, or cards that we've, I suppose, seen. We all spend an unhealthy amount of time on Whatnot, both streaming and viewing. So it'd be good to, I suppose, see what the best hits that you've seen during the week. I mean, I don't mind getting started as a United fan. I think there's only one place to start, Yeah, I think it was Mania Sports.
Mania cards, yeah. Jack collects.
Mania cards, that's it. Jack collects, yeah. Hit the 1 of 1 Fergie auto, which is a hell of a hit. To be fair, I hadn't actually, I think I was in a stream a day or two before saying that I hadn't actually seen any Fergie autos get pulled.
Yeah.
So yeah, to actually kind of see that card, it's such a nice card and a legend, obviously.
It was a big myth around that set in general. United Chrome was a lovely set.
Yeah.
There was a few things. Obviously, I broke 4 cases of it, so what's that? 12 boxes, and I tell you, it was really good fun. It went really, really well. Anything Man United, of course, this country it turns to gold. There was a few myths outdoors of when it came out. There was a Ronaldo being pulled. There wasn't in the checklist, which is a bit of an Easter egg from Tops. Whether it's an accident or an Easter egg, we don't know.
Well, but supposedly, from insider knowledge, it was because it was up in the air from a contract point of view as to whether they'd get him to sign it or not.
Right.
Not sign it, sorry, but whether he'd give the image licensing and stuff for the cards. So because they were unsure, they didn't want to include him in a checklist in case he didn't go ahead. And apparently it came kind of quite down to the wire. That's the story I've heard from kind of the inside. Wow. But whether it's true or not, I mean, you wouldn't leave him off the marketing material, would you?
No, well, I remember I was on this first stream when it broke, and obviously when they found the Ronaldo card, and then it just spread like wildfire. Ronaldo's in. I was like, got to change my spot list.
I think it was Tubman Breaks first. I think it was Tubman Breaks that found it, and I was streaming kind of long after him. He joined my stream and said, "Bro, there's a Ronaldo in here. Get him in your checklist for future breakers." I was like, "Oh my word!" It was like up in the air. I think I gave him as a buyer as a giveaway because that one says here, "Can you advertise it? He's not in the checklist, but people have seen him. I've not seen him myself. Can you sell it as a spot on the randoms or pick your, player, etc." There was a bit of a thing about that, it was up in the air. I did both. I gave him away as a buyer's giveaway originally, and I've seen a few more come out here and there, and I thought, you know what, you've got to kind of include him, because if you don't, if he's in there somewhere, then he comes out, it's a bigger headache for you, sorting out where he goes if he comes out to everyone that's bought and who's not bought that spot or etc. Then they're not. So in the second wave, I kind of included him, but back onto the Fergie. When I was breaking it, I never found 1 in 12 boxes or any Fergie card. And I had a lot of people, especially second wave, come in and say, "Is Fergie even in this? Like, no one's seen a Ferguson." And I said, I put my hands up, guys, in the chat. I've not seen one on Instagram or anything. And literally, one of my viewers come in and said, "Yeah, there's actually one on Instagram right now," and sent me the photo on my messages and whatnot. And as I was in stream, I was like, "Oh, guys, there's one here." It said the 92 class of 92 one, numbered auto. So there is actually one out there. And I was like, "Oh, wow." So it was a bit of a myth. Was he in there? Was he not? No one had seen him. Obviously, of course, we've seen it in person. The big 1 of 1 Superfractor came out, and it's an unbelievable card for someone. It really, really is.
Yeah, I think what doesn't help as well is Tops, obviously now with the checklist and stuff, which is painful for me. But they just don't include parallels. They don't include parallel information in there, so you don't know actually whether they obviously say it varies, and obviously they have the standard kind of numbering where it's like 99, 75, 49, that sort of thing, which they kind of include across a lot of the sets, but they don't include it. Say that it's like for every player, so you could be that Fergie, there's only a couple of variants of him rather than loads of them. Do you know what I mean? We don't know if there's only just one of just the normal Fergie, not the kind of United class 92 one. So yeah, it's quite hard, but yeah, it's a hell of a card.
Yeah,
hell of a card.
Massive.
Any others?
We spoke about the ones earlier, didn't we? The Messi 1 of 1 patch from Immaculate the other night. A second one and the auto, obviously, we just said to come out tonight as well.
Yeah,
so they've got to be well up there. I think I also seen an out of 5 Yamal auto out of Immaculate also come out already. Obviously that's a huge one too. Obviously we spoke about the Messi patch being a refund box, an accident. And that was a funny one to see. But obviously going to again non-sports for a quick moment. That 1 of 1 Walt Disney and Fanatics was massive. Obviously it was in Fanatics, which was a bit of a a question in the air, but we'll leave that for another day, I suppose. But what about you guys? You seen anything else?
No, I think they say those Messi I watched. Obviously, that's West London Joe. I think tonight's pulled the 1 of 1 Messi on the auto. We did watch, actually, to be fair, watched Northwest Breaks earlier this morning. Pulled a Messi to 25 on the auto. Pulled a Cristiano Ronaldo on the new Clearview patches. on Immaculate. They are beautiful. So that's that was 49. They're probably the biggest hits I've seen this week, to be fair.
Oh yeah, sorry. To be fair, I'll go back to what I mentioned over cards, mate, as well. The 1 of 1 Rio,
yeah.
Black Edge autos are obviously up there. In the chat, we're reckoning, well, again, it's probably hard to comp at the moment because being his first cards out. People were reckoning about 10 grand, whether it does or not.
Yeah.
Or sales. I think probably someone might offer that. I don't know, but that's got to be well up there. A bit of good big week, to be fair. We're talking Messi's big rookie chases and Walt Disney. I think it's been a big old week for the card collectors.
Go on, the Breakers.
Awesome. I think, to be fair, it kind of rounds up the first episode quite nicely, I think. Yeah, hopefully everyone that's kind of been listening has enjoyed it as well. Obviously, we're going to do a lot more episodes, and hopefully you kind of enjoy it. It'd be good as well, as Ryan said on one of the kind of earlier bits that we kind of covered, if you've got any questions or you just interact, you want to be part. What we do love about the kind of football card is it's a massive community, right? And you do feel it quite a lot, especially when you're in streams or even when you're at shows and stuff like that. It's a huge community, and we kind of want it to be a community feel as well with this podcast. So we love people to kind of get involved, love people to drop comments, drop us a follow as well. So we've got all our socials, we've got Instagram, TikTok and YouTube. Just search for Cards on the Table podcast and we'll come up. And yeah, drop some comments drop us messages as well, and any questions as well. So we're happy to kind of run through questions that some people have, whether you're new to breaking, whether you're new to the card scene in general. It'd be great for you to kind of let us know your thoughts and any questions you have. And then I suppose in future episodes as well, we want to bring on some guests. We've got a few kind of lined up that we kind of bring on as well, but just people to come on, talk about the hobby, talk about their PC, talk about how they got into it, and what they love about it. But yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah,
really enjoyable.
It's been good. It's going to be plenty more to come. Plenty more to come.
Yes, a lot more to come. Cool. Okay. Yeah, so that wraps up the first episode. Like I say, drop us a follow on socials, subscribe to us on YouTube, and join in the conversation. And yeah, we'll be back next week.
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely. Take care, guys.
Take
See you
care.
later all.